We'll now open up the proponent section testimony and welcome first committee Representative Proctor.
The other conferees are probably going to talk to you much more eloquently than I can talk to you about the sacrifices that our veterans make to protect us. And so I'm going to reserve my testimony to talk to you about how this is going to help Kansas and how this is going to help your constituents in your districts. Because I recognize, Geary County has 16% veterans. Riley County and Leavenworth County have about 6 or 7% veterans, but most of the counties in the state have less than 1% of their residents who are veterans, disabled or otherwise. So how does this help your constituents in your district if you don't have those veterans in your county? Two things that I would leave you with. The first thing is these folks get their health care through the Veterans Administration, but very few of those services that they receive in health care actually come from a VA hospital. The vast majority of the health care that they receive is on the economy, right? It's in civilian hospitals with civilian non-government health care providers. And so when I'm a disabled veteran. I don't qualify for this bill. I'm not that disabled, but I do get my health care through the VA. And when I had surgery on my hands, I didn't have surgery in the VA hospital. I had it at KU Med. And the Veterans Affairs Department wrote a check to the KU Medical Center or KU Med to pay for that surgery. So these veterans that receive their health care in our state, those federal dollars are propping up our healthcare system, which is struggling right now. And this is a way that we can keep that money in our state. The second thing that I would say is this is a lot of money that right now is leaving our state. We heard in Veterans Caucus last year that veteran service officers identify every year $600 million in benefits for folks that are separating from the military in the state of Kansas. And the vast majority of those veterans pack up their families and their kids and they go to Texas, Florida, Nevada, Alaska because they have this benefit. They have no property tax for disabled veterans. And so the folks are voting with their pocketbook and they're leaving. And they're taking those veterans benefits that they would be spending in the state of Kansas, propping up our economy. They're taking them out of the state. And that number, 600 million, that's just for the VFW. I don't have a total number, but the VFW is only one of the veteran service organizations that help veterans do their VA claims. So it's probably as much as $1 billion if you add in the American Legion and the Office of Veteran Services, Kansas Office of Veteran Services. That's $1 billion leaving and going someplace else to be spent in other states. And then the final thing that I would say is that we've got about 80,000 jobs in this state that are just unfilled. There's not a human to put in that job. And meanwhile, in our state, every year, we separate 3,000 veterans, service members from Fort Leavenworth, Fort Riley, and McConnell Air Force Base. And those folks, a lot of them have degrees, a lot of them have advanced degrees. They're married to spouses that they're working age spouses that a lot of them have degrees or advanced degrees. They've got kids that could be going to our colleges, going to our schools, and they're packing them up and they're moving them to Texas and Florida. So whether we understand it or not, we're in a competition for that talent. We are competing with all these other states to keep that talent in our state. And I'm going to do public math up here, but if we could hang on to all those veterans, it wouldn't take a lot of years to fill those 80,000 jobs, grow our economy, and grow our state. And so with that, Mr. Chair, I'll stop and answer any questions at the appropriate time.